I did a live event for a senior expo last week, and during my 3 hours at that event, I was frequently asked how one even starts to find their biological family if they're adopted. Everybody that stopped by the table seemed to either be adopted or have a close friend or family member who was, and that they are toying with the idea of finding biological family, but not exactly sure where to start. First off, the idea of unsealing court documents and adoption records is highly unlikely, and that is not the best path to go down. There are a few states that will let you do that if you petition the court based on family health history, but it's really a lot of trouble, and I would not recommend doing that. I would recommend the DNA option by far. So you will need to decide which DNA test would be right for you. If you're mostly interested in health history, then 23andMe is the test that you would like to take. It'll give you the most insight into that. If you are trying to find names and dates and ancestors, then you'll want to do the autosomal test from Ancestry.com. It has the largest testing pool and will give you the best results to work with to find who you're actually related to. The ethnicity percentages, I prefer theirs too. They're constantly refining them based on areas where people lived and as they get more and more samples. And the cousin matches are way easier to work with there too. So once you've taken your test and you get your results, you'll need to decide what your course of action is. Are you going to want to contact people? Are you going to want to just find some answers and then go back to being incognito? You just have to figure out what you want to do exactly. If it's not really obvious who you're related to, if you don't have really close matches when you get your results back, then you could probably download your raw DNA from Ancestry or 23andMe, and then you can upload it to various other sites for free, like MyHeritage, Family Tree DNA, Living DNA, and GEDmatch. The only ones that can't be uploaded to are Ancestry and 23andMe. But once you have raw DNA from one of those, you can use it on a lot of other sites. When you find really close matches, I would recommend you take a screenshot as soon as you see those matches, because sometimes people will find that they have a half sibling and they'll go out and they will delete their own DNA because they don't want to cause any kind of disturbance in their family. So they go ahead and delete it right away. So always take screenshots and note what you found and try to do as many screenshots as you can, like with the shared matches that you have with that close relationship too, because those will help you decipher exactly who you're related to. And then if you decide to reach out to people through Ancestry or 23andMe or what have you, be kind of vague the first time you reach out. Maybe ask just one question of the person saying, hey, I see that we share X amount of centimorgans. I'd love to figure out how we're related. Would you like to discuss this with me? And then you might get a response better that way than telling the whole story. People will respond to a brief question a lot quicker than a long story, and especially if they think it might be kind of scandalous to the family. So after you have those results and you're ready to work with them, you can learn to triangulate how you are related to people. It's just a big old logic problem. You can use websites like DNA Painter, and just even Ancestry's own results are pretty good to work with for a percentage of likelihood that you're such and such relationship to a person. There are a lot of webinars, all kinds of ways to learn this online. You can send me questions anytime to theformidablegenealogist@gmail.com. And also, if you are looking for a quote on having me do this work for you, all I would need is access to your DNA results, and then I would do all the triangulation for you. You can send me a message for a quote anytime. Good luck.